So I've got some female friends out here golfing, and they're all hysterical because they say there's some weird four-legged creature that wandered on the course and ate their golf ball, so they want me to go out and retrieve it or confront the four-legged alien creature. He's out here somewhere. What's going on, buddy? Say hi to YouTube. Say goodbye to YouTube. A couple of weeks ago we did a video on this Lexus LX570, which is basically a fancy version of the Toyota Land Cruiser. Very nice high quality vehicle, but with a price tag over 100 grand and fuel economy of 12 mpg in the city. Not for everybody. Not much fun to park either. So this week we got something a bit different from Lexus. So let's stroll it out of our garage and test facility door. We have a Lexus GX460, which is basically a miniature version of the LX570. Looks the same on the outside. That's a good thing because people might think you're driving the more expensive version of the LX, even if you're not. If you want an off-roader that's a bit less expensive, we tested the 2020 Toyota RAV TRD package. We have a link for that video coming up at the end of this video. We had that 2 weeks ago. Or if you have 100 grand, you can move up to the 2020 Lexus LX570 we drove last week, which I consider to be a slightly bigger version of the GX470, even though they don't share the same platform. So both of those videos will be coming up at the end of this video. Just go to the end, click and watch. Even though this vehicle is considered dated, it sells pretty good. Back in 2004 it peaked out at $35,000. Then the depression of 2009 dropped to $6,000. Then 2010 picked up again at $17,000. And 2019, which was last year, sold a hefty $25,000 in the United States. Not including Canada and overseas, of course. This has all the features for off-roading. Four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low. All the terrain features: crawl. You can raise the suspension, lower the suspension with this button. On the street you have sport, comfort, normal. Under the hood is a proven 4.6 liter V8 putting out 301 horsepower. Fuel economy is rate 15 in the city, 19 on the highway with a 16 overall. We'll take this out in the real world, get the real world fuel economy figures for you. Like many modern cars that get a 7, 8, 9, or even 10-speed automatic transmission, we're getting a old-fashioned 6-speed automatic. Yeah, I know. Unusual in 2020, but at least it's indestructible and never wears out. The price tag of a GX starts at $53,000, which is a reasonable price, but as always, they load them up with goodies, and this was loaded with about everything except the third row seating, apparently. So there was the total tab. What a deal. But for what it's worth, this is actually made in Japan. That's worth a few bucks more. This door opens in a very unusual fashion. Swings up to the passenger side, or I guess up to the right, you'd say. I think this is the only vehicle on the planet that still uses this system. Not very efficient, but it is what it is. Well, it looks like we do have third row seats after all, but how do you get them up with this cargo cover up here? Not going to work, I guess. Apparently, if I have 7 passengers, I might find a way to get this cargo cover off. I'm not going to have 7 passengers, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I do have one complaint. It's nice to have a cargo net and wheel locks, but charging $285 extra on a $70,000 rig? Come on, guys. Seriously? For your 53 grand base, you do get an excellent interior. The materials are fantastic, very rugged. If you look at a Lexus GX after 10 years, the interior looks just as good as they were when they were new. Very sturdy stuff in here. Well designed. I do have one gripe about the climate controls. Now, when you first look at them, very simple. The temperature on off, the vent controls, very easy, but How do you control the fan speed, which is running way too high right now? Where is the button for the fan speed? It's not here. You have to press the climate control button on the screen, then adjust the fan speed, and then turn it off again. Instead of just having a button here, what's up with that logic? But they're not going to change it. It's just the way it is. Like the tailgate. I can live with it, I guess. Just too many buttons to push for one function. This concludes part 1 of the video show and tell. Let's do some driving. We'll start by testing the headlights, take them out in the dark, and they look pretty good to me. Let's see what they do. It's dark enough. Let's take these lights out, see what they do. Look pretty bright to me. And here we have the low beams on a wall 100 feet away. Looks pretty good. Definitely bright, high beam. Excellent. And here we have the high beams on the building 300 feet away. Really lights the place up. Good height, good spread. No complaints here. You go low beam. Almost reaches out. These are definitely excellent lights. No complaints whatsoever. The rear view camera is a little grainy, but still lights up pretty good. And in the real world on the street, works pretty good. You can even see the stop sign about a quarter mile away. Well, I can, maybe you can't on this camera. It wasn't made for night use. But I think you get the idea. As we do in all of my videos, we're going to take some mild speed humps around 20 miles per hour. See how the suspension performs on impact, and I do have it in the comfort mode, so I guess I'm cheating. Here comes bump number 1. Pretty smooth. Number 2. Smooth again. Number 3. And the nasty one. It's always the worst coming up. Hang on. A lot of thumping from the rear, but not too bad. This is a pretty solid vehicle, built like a tank. I put over 50 miles of heavy city driving, doing 2 or 3 mile trips at a time, and the fuel economy was an astounding 11.6 miles to the gallon. So let's reset the computer to 0, take a short expressway trip, and see if we can get a better figure. I know from experience 13 to around 16 is the rule, but with this hot weather, you never know. On the expressway, I put the computer in comfort mode, and indeed it is comfortable enough, but a bit wobbly for me. Let's try the sport mode. Yes, a wee bit firmer on the ride, but definitely better stability. But I found the normal setting to be the best overall. No surprise, really. I've driven lots of these before. Same result. Well, by keeping the speed around 68 miles per hour, 20.6, what a surprise. Well, Saturday night coming up, and I want to take this nice Lexus out and do some partying, and everything's closed because of the virus. That's a drag. Might as well be driving a Fiat. Sorry, Fiat, for the little crack. The hottest club in town, totally closed. Well, at least I can get a good seat. Depressing. You know, on backcountry roads, this vehicle takes corners pretty good if you put it in the sport mode. Good steering feel, too. It would be a lot better if I didn't have all these ice chests slamming into the door. Gonna have to secure those later. Not a sports car, but pretty good for an SUV that weighs around 5,200 pounds dry. This suspension does an excellent job of absorbing all these nasty washboard impacts. we get on these back dirt roads. I couldn't go this quick on any pickup trucks or other SUVs. Not a problem here. I do have it in the comfort mode at the moment. I switched over to the sport mode, and the ride is a bit stiffer, of course, but seems to be holding the road a bit better, not bouncing around as much. 57 miles per hour. Pretty quick for a road like this. Putting the 6-speed transmission in automatic mode isn't very pleasant on trails like this. Never seems to find the right gear, so I put it in manual shift mode. Just locked it in second gear. Makes the commute far more pleasurable. On trails like this, it helps to have a nice 4x4 because that is a long drop-off. I was going to drop by the bunkhouse and take a little nap, but some rattlesnakes in there don't agree with me and I don't want to fight with them, so I guess we'll have to go somewhere else. I like all the bullet holes in the glass from 22 calibers I see. Has some 30 calibers and shotgun slugs down here. Stupid people. That's a nice 30 caliber slug. Some drunk guy must have thought this building was an elephant. Well, in the meantime, what do I think of this vehicle after a week of driving? I love it. You can do anything, go anywhere. Take it off-road, get it dirty. Follow your buddies in their Jeeps and Range Rovers. Then give it a wash job. Park it next to the Mercedes, BMWs, and other high-end vehicles at the country club. Good for daily commuting, very quiet. Yeah, I love it. If they could just find a way to get this at 35 miles to the gallon, I'd buy one tomorrow, but that's not to be. It's a gas guzzler. Not the only bad thing I can say about it, and that's the price of ownership. But at least it's going to last for a long, long time. These are very reliable. If you can afford it, you're looking for an SUV that can do anything, go for it. Here's some video links to other Toyota Lexus products we've done that go off-road. Just click and watch. And subscribe. I need the fuel money.